The fact that we had a chance against the only remaining undefeated team makes this game that much more frustrating. So the Cardinals lost by a score of 20-17 against the Philadelphia Eagles in week 5 of the NFL season. Here are my observations from the game. First, the offense came out sluggish again, at least in the first quarter. They put up no points in the first quarter. In fact, this offense hasn't scored in the first quarter all season. They did put up 10 points in the second quarter, but in the second half only put up 7 points. But the defense played a solid game. They gave up 20 points, but with the way the offense was playing and the way the time of possession favored the Eagles by nearly 10 minutes, if the Cardinals offense had just sustained a few more drives and held onto the ball a little bit longer, that Cardinals defense might have held Philadelphia to only 14 points. They were playing that well at stretches. Overall, that Cardinals defense looked pretty good. And there were a couple players who had really outstanding games in particular. Byron Murphy Jr., Zach Allen, and Isaiah Simmons all had really good games. Murphy had 9 tackles, a half a sack, 3 really nice tackles for loss, 1 pass breakup, and 1 quarterback hit. Zach Allen continued to play well in what has become a really outstanding season for him. He had 8 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass batted, and 2 quarterback hits. Isaiah Simmons also had a really good game. He had 13 tackles this game. He was all over the field. There were some players on defense who struggled. Marco Wilson was targeted a lot in the first half, and it seemed like they were doing that intentionally. But overall, the defense managed to compensate for that and had a really good game. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, Rondale Moore had a really tough game in the first half, but played better in the second half. It seemed like in the first half he was getting handoffs and screen passes behind the line of scrimmage, and nothing was working out. But in the second half, things started working a little better for him. Some of those screen passes were effective. In fact, one of them converted a 3rd and 17. He also had some targets that weren't behind the line of scrimmage, including 1 nice catch and run for 28 yards. Overall, he had 2 carries for -7 yards and 7 receptions for 68 yards. That first half was rough for Rondale Moore, but I think a lot of that is on how the coaches used him. But it was nice to see him get going in that second half. Another observation on the offensive side is that the offensive line played really well in pass protection. This Eagles team had 16 sacks going into week 5, but the Cardinals offensive line held the Eagles to 1 sack and 2 quarterback hits. By comparison, the Cardinals had 2 sacks and 6 quarterback hits. This Eagles defense is a really good defense. They get at the quarterback, and that Cardinals offensive line with Rodney Hudson out managed to hold up. Now, another observation. That ending was weird. The Cardinals had the ball with less than 2 minutes to go and had a chance to go down, score, and win this game. The Cardinals were moving the ball down the field, and then there was a second down play where Kyler Murray ran for what he thought was a first down, got up and clocked the ball, but it wasn't a first down. It ended up that it was 3rd and 1, and when he clocked it, it brought about 4th and 1. Now there's a couple of things to note here. Multiple media members and tweets from fans have confirmed that the scoreboard said it was first down. And in the post-game press conference, Cliff Kingsbury said that he thought it was a first down, had called in the play to spike the ball, but then the referees brought the ball back, and Kyler Murray in his press conference confirmed that the thing he heard in his ear was spike the ball. Now there's arguments that Kyler should have done something different there, but with time winding down, the coach is telling him to clock it, and all that confusion, what happened happened. This set up a field goal attempt for Matt Amendola, the kicker they brought in to replace the injured Matt Prater. Amendola missed a kick, turnover on downs, Philadelphia wins. This was definitely a weird ending, but you have to take the good with the bad on this kind of stuff. Last season, the Cardinals won a game in which the Minnesota Vikings missed a chip shot field goal that would have put them ahead for the win, but they missed it and the Cardinals won. When things go your way, you take the win, and when things like this go the other way, you have to take the loss. But there are some silver linings here. The Cardinals played a close game against the only remaining undefeated team in the NFL. With the way things started out this season, this is an improvement in terms of how the Cardinals have played. Yes, the offense still came out sluggish, but the defense is playing good football, and that offense was playing against a good Philadelphia defense. Also, this division is close. Everyone except the 49ers is 2-3 in the NFC West, and the Niners are 3-2. The Cardinals are still in this. And then you add to that the Cardinals are now at what is probably the easiest stretch of their season. Their next 4 games are against Seattle, New Orleans, Minnesota, and Seattle. These are all winnable games. Now the Cardinals need to go out and win those games, but if the Cardinals can come out of that stretch and be 6-3 or 5-4 and have DeAndre Hopkins back in a division where everyone seems to be kind of struggling, the Cardinals absolutely have a chance to make the playoffs. Now again, they have to go out there and win those games and make that happen, but there are some reasons for optimism. The Cardinals held their own against what might be the best team in the NFC. Please be sure to click like on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Cardinal Rule.